Udah belum? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This time we want to presentation our group, and then the member of group there is Adinda Novia Suciyanti, Anjali Pritarida, Aura Hermansyah, Maharani Rachmadiani, Zahrotul Fadilla, and then Rivaldi Umara Batistuta. And then the first presenter of Zahrotul Fadilla. Time is yours.
Thank you, Maharani. So today we will presentation about compounding morphology. We must already know what is compounding words. Even we often use it when we're speaking. So what is compounding? Compounding in linguistics is the process of combining two or more words. It's free morphemes to create a new word. Example like black plus board, blackboard. Compounding is a process by which a compound like same is derived from two or more simpler lexemes. For example, blackbird, black plus bird. Compounding is a lexical process deriving lexemes from lexemes. So there are three types of compounding. First, close compound. Close compound is a combination of two words that to be one word and have one meaning. For example, like rainbow. Rain plus bow, rainbow. And sun plus flower is sunflower. The second, there are hyphenate compound. Hyphenate compound is a combination of two words, but there a strip symbol as a hyphen in between the words. Like, for example, mother-in-law. Mother plus in plus law is mother-in-law. And 40, belum ditulis. 42. 40 plus 2. To be 42. Like this. 40 plus 2, 42. And the last, their open compound. Open compound is a combination of two words, but separated by space. The example is ice cream. Ice plus cream to be ice cream. And fairy plus tale to be fairy tale. Ali, the time is yours.
Okay, compound in syntax. In syntax, compound words behave like simple words. For example, there is that bird on the doorstep. So there is that blackbird on the doorstep. Idiosyncratic meaning. Some of the derived compounds tend to have an idiosyncratic meaning, such as generations taken from generates or direction taken from directs. Blackbird is not every blackbird. It is a very one particular species. Also, females are brown. Same applies to compounds greyhound, which doesn't literally means greyhound. Next slide. Formations of compounds. In synthetic language, the relationship between the elements of a compound may be marked with a case of ordered or other morphemes. For example, the German compound Kapitänspatens consists of the lexemes Kapitans or sea captains and patents or license, joined by an S originally a genitive case suffix. The latter pattern is common throughout the Semitic languages, though in some it combined with an explicit genitive case, so that both parts of the compounds are marked. In the Hebrew language compound, the word Bet Sefer or school, it is the head that modified. The compound literally means house of book, with Bayit or house, having entered the construct state to become house of. Next slide. Agglutinative languages tend to create very long words with depreciational morphemes, or the longest compounds in the world may be found in the Finnic and Germanic languages. In German, extremely extendable compounds words can be found in the language of chemical compounds, where the cases biochemistry and polymers, they can be practically unlimited in length. For example, in German, the Naudamsche Fachgesellschaft Kapitalismus. In Finnish, there is no theoretical limit to the length of compound words, but in practice words consisting of more than three components are rare. Internet folklore sometimes suggests that these words, airplane jet turbine engine auxiliary in Finnish, would be the longest words in Finnish, but evidence of it actually being used in sense and anecdotic at best. Next slides will be presented by Anjali.
Okay, thank you so much for Rivaldi. Identification of component word. One is their meaning. Sometimes with a meaning that is simply the sum of the part, like switch. Sometimes with some sort of figurative new sense, moonshine. The semantic relationship of the part can be of kind, like window cleaner cleans window, but a vacuum cleaner does not clean vacuum. And we can ensure we have a compound when the primary stress move forward. Normally, a modifier will be less heavily stressed than the word it modifies, but in compounds, the first element is always more heavily stressed. And number two, there's stress. We can ensure we have a compound when the primary stress move. Oh, sorry. Let's we move to example. Stone age, hot dog. This change with the partial verb where the verb is stressed. Example, come in and go on. Next slide. Yeah. Subclasses of compound word. Number one is endocentric. Compound consists of a head, categorical that contain the basic meaning, the whole compound, and modifier which restrict its meaning. For example, dog house. Where house is the head of dog is the modifier is understood as house intended for dog. And endocentric compounds tend to be of the sum of part of speech or word classes as their head, as in the case of dog house. And number two, there is exocentric. Wait a minute. Compounds are hyponyms of some unexpressed semantic head, e.g., a person, a plant, an animal, and their meaning often cannot be transparently guessed from its constituent part. For example, the English compound white collar is neither a kind of color nor a white thing. In an exocentric compound, the word class is determined lexically, describing the class of constituent. For example, I must have a not verb but a noun. The meaning of this type of compound can be glosed as one whose B is A, where B is the second element of the compound and A the first. And the last one is bahufrivi. Compound is one of whose nature is expressed by neither of the word. Thus, a white collar person is neither white nor a color, or the color color is a metaphor for socioeconomic status. Other examples include firefly and open-minded. And number 3 is copulative. Copulative compounds are compounds which have two semantic head can be recognized by possibility of adding "and" between of the two head. For example, bittersweet and sleepwalk. And the last one is appositional. Compounds refer to lexemes that they have to convey attribute which classify the compound. For example, player, strip coach is the meaning someone who is a player as well as a coach. That is enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for all presenter and your attention. Time is over, and then thank you for all. Sorry if we mischeck, and then see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.